Hey, Serum here. I'm been playing Kerbal Space Program now that we're on the geez, I can never remember what update we're on. What is this? 1.8, 1.9? I don't remember. I can never remember any of these things, even the Minecraft ones. Got a little bit of a cold again. I'm always sick. Always freaking sick. This has been a horrible winter for me. And now that it's spring, it's still snowing out here in Minnesota. Anyway, I digress. I've started over completely from scratch. I'm doing basically the space race of the Kerbanites, starting out with satellites. I'm still putting up my communication satellites because before you can go into space, the space station or the space center needs to be able to communicate with their astronauts or their Kerbal nuts. So I've created the Mammoth rocket. This is the satellite one. I'm going to load that. It's ridiculously big and unnecessary just to put a satellite in the orbit. But I'm relearning the game, so I basically created a huge rocket with lots of fuel just so I have extra fuel for making mistakes. And as you can see, it's very big with just a teeny little satellite up here that I made. Just did it for fun, putting up, I figured I wanted to have a communication satellite in orbit just to make things feel a little bit more realistic, as well as to give me some practice since I haven't played this game for a while. But I have been putting up satellites, getting into it, and this should be the last satellite. If I can get this into the right part of the orbit, then I should have enough satellites for a communication network. It's already set up. We're just going to launch. There's all the debris from my last launch. I haven't been doing as many recordings. I mentioned, if you watched the Minecraft one, that I've just been cutting back because of time restraints and stuff. And with my son in school now, he comes home earlier and it's harder for me to find time to do my recordings. But I have the day off. My wife's in surgery. I don't have to pick her up for a few hours, so I decided I would do a little recording here. And since I've been doing Kerbal, figured I'd stick with that. If I sound winded, it's because my lungs are just like gunked up with crap. Yummy. Alright, so let's put on the SAS. We'll throttle up. The biggest problem I'm having, and you know what, I should probably turn the sound down. The spacecraft's really loud. I think that should be good. Hopefully. Oh, what happened here? Alright, sorry about that. Apparently changing sound settings caused everything to crash, or at least get weird errors and lock me out of the game. Alright, so SAS is on. Power's up. We are ready. So I'm going to try to get this into an orbit out here. I got a satellite there, satellite there, satellite there. I want to get one more like right around in here so they have line of sight of these two. It's not going to be a perfect thing, but hopefully I can get it somewhere right around in here. It has to be, otherwise I'm going to have to add in some more to get line of sight between them all. So this one's like a little far away, and they're not perfect orbits, so obviously like some of them are going to catch up to each other. But since technically they don't really do anything in the game, I guess I'm not too concerned if my line of sight on my satellites isn't perfect. I was also trying to do a geosynchronous orbit, but I didn't know what altitude they needed to be at to get that. So I took a guess, and I was wrong. But anyway, and I kind of knew I wouldn't be right because that's too close, way too close to plan. They have to be way out here more. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not. I think I left that on. Anyway. Let's, as soon as I can find the button, let's go back and we will start this in T-minus 3, 2, 1. Hopefully I don't lose a flap on this. Oh, lost one. Oh well. That's okay. They're unnecessary weight anyway. I just added those in because I was having some stability problems, but Turns out that I fixed that anyway, so I probably should have taken those off to lose some weight, but I kind of like the look of them. Kind of fun. So oh, that's right. I wasn't paying attention to the engine overheating. I always do that. Alright, anyway. Let's start this over. Alright. It's a very wobbly rocket. That's part of the reason why I put those flaps on there, but that doesn't really help anyway. Okay, so this time, let's keep the overheating down. That middle engine just burned out. I'm going to start my gravity turn. We'll go right about there to start with. This is the trickiest part. And then when the stage is disengaged, the next rocket is really unstable for a few seconds, and I'm going to put RCS on just to kind of help keep the stability, especially once I separate the stage, because it really goes wonky. I'm going to turn it a little bit more, and I'm starting to drift. This is the problem I always have with this rocket, or with any of the rockets I build, because they're always just so crazy. And I'm going to try to... Oh, wrong way, wrong way. And I'm like hitting all the wrong buttons. Okay, let's throttle up just to get a little boost here. Not too much though. RCS on. Let's keep this thing steady. Let's see. I should have had this ready. All right, we're almost. We're basically in space at the apoapsis. I just discovered how to do this, and it definitely helps things out. Okay, we'll start out with that. Now the tricky part is getting it in the position before the burn time, but we got over a minute. That should be good. Let's put RCS on. I don't know why I turned that off. I like to just keep that going. So it looks like this one's in a good space. What I did realize, since my first attempt I wasn't using maneuver modes, so you can see this one's kind of inside of the others quite a bit, and they actually one passed the other one while I was speeding up time, and so it's definitely not a perfect orbit going on here. But like I said, this doesn't really have any functionality, so it doesn't really matter anyway. It's just for fun, just for practice. And I am learning some stuff while I do this, so I'm having fun with it. So let's... Wrong way. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Am I? No, that looks pretty a little bit off, but... I'm just grabbing the wrong thing here. I see what I did. I think that looks good. So let's get this thing to where I need it. I always end up maneuvering these rockets I always get the buttons confused here. This is the trickiest part of it. I'm not good with this part. And the whale sounds are playing. Alright. So now we just wait. And firing up. Alright. Okay, a little bit further out than I wanted, but that's alright. And it's off. Let's get some get the solar panels extended. And we'll get the antennas out. And the dish open. And I like to turn on this graviton or gravioli detector. Voila, communication satellite is ready. So now we'll just kind of aim this towards the planet so that we can start picking up signals. And we'll rotate it so that the solar panels can get maximum sunlight. And we now have another satellite. Oh, there's oh yeah, it's the debris from this one. All right, we now have another communication satellite right there. We have one there. Have one there. So technically, those have line of sight, just those three. And then there's another one. Oh yeah, there's the other one. There's one, there's one. Those are the ones that aren't in the best orbit that are passing each other. So, anyway, it's not perfect, but we now have communication. 5 communication satellites orbiting. Had I known what I know now, I would have been able to get them further out and try to get a geosynchronous orbit. I could have looked that up online, but I have them at least. So next, it is time to start sending Kerbals into space. Till next time, I am Serum, and I am out of here.